5-minute point. We will only be counting down, though, to the 5-minute point unless something should happen to the weather prior to that. We're all hoping that that will happen, but we can hold at 5 minutes and then extend our period. And we're at T-minus 9 minutes and counting. The launch events are now being controlled. The ground launch sequencer from now up to the T-minus 25 seconds when they switch to the onboard redundant set launch sequencer. The ground launch sequencer is part of the launch processing system and operates by relaying commands to the orbiter's onboard computers, which then report back to the launch processing system that the commands have been executed successfully. The primary job of the onboard computers is to check that all of the launch commit criteria, such as propellant loads, temperature, pressures, and other measurements, are normal. T-minus 8 minutes, 15 seconds, and counting. At the present time, we're counting only down to the 5-minute point, which is just prior to the start of the auxiliary power units. Once we start those power units, we only have a fairly short time in which we can hold. However, we can hold at the 5-minute point for many more minutes. T-minus 7 minutes, 45 seconds, and counting. Everything proceeding smoothly in the countdown. Just a few seconds away from retraction of the crew access arm. T-minus 7 minutes, 30 seconds, and counting. The crew access arm beginning its retraction. This is the walkway that the astronauts use to get from the service structure to the orbiter. If an emergency should arise, that arm can be put back into position within 15 seconds. Houston is sending a final update to the onboard computer for antenna management. AC electrical bus sensors have also been placed in monitor by pilot Dick Covey. Just past the 7-minute point in the count, and continuing to count down to the T-minus 5-minute point. Weather still a concern in the area, but being watched very, very carefully by all here in the control room, also by John Young flying in the shuttle training aircraft. T-minus 6 minutes and 30 seconds and count.
Go ahead. Perform APU pre-start.
Pilot Dick Covey now has been asked to perform the auxiliary power pre-start. This consists of positioning a number of switches down just to the 5-minute point, at which time we will continue to assess the weather. And Pilot Dick Covey reporting that pre-start is complete.
Countdown clock will hold at T-minus 5 minutes and approximately 30 seconds.
T-minus 5 minutes, 30 seconds, and counting. The flight recorders are on. The flight recorders provide measurements of the shuttle performance during the entire mission for playback after landing. The test conductor has said that the clock will stop at 5 minutes. We're coming up on that now in 10 seconds. And we're at T-minus 5 minutes and holding. We have about 4 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the window. The test conductor asking his crew to stay spring-loaded to go. Only 4 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the window as we continue to watch the weather and to see if we can't get off the launch before 9:12 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time this morning. Everything in readiness, out on the pad, the crew ready to go, the vehicle ready to go, the weather not cooperating as well as we might like. We're at T-minus 5 minutes and holding. This is Shuttle Launch Control. Control at T-minus 5 minutes and holding. We have 3 minutes 14 seconds remaining in the window before we have to pick up the count, or we have to scrub for today. The flight recorders were not turned on as expected at the T-minus 5 minute 30 second point. They will be turned on 30 seconds before coming out of this hold if we should do that. The command was not sent as expected from Houston. 2 minutes 45 seconds remaining in the window as we stand by to see if we can find some better weather here at the Kennedy Space Center. The weather is improving. The rain clouds dissipating and breaking up, but we're just standing by to see whether that will happen fast enough. We're T-minus 5 minutes and holding. This is Shuttle Launch Control. 1 minute and 52 seconds remaining in this window. You're having discussions on the weather at the present time to see whether we can come out of this hole. Shuttle Launch Control, Launch Director Bob Seek has just announced that the weather is too dynamic to call, and we will not be able to pick up the countdown. We will go through a recycle and try again tomorrow morning. The launch window for tomorrow, August 25th, is 8:02 a.m. to 8:12, and then an additional 1 minute window between 8:54 a.m. and 8:55. To recap, we had a very, very smooth countdown throughout the night and this morning as far as the vehicle was concerned. Very few problems along the way. We did have some concern over intrusion of a boat in the area, which caused some momentary holds there. But the primary reason was weather, a very dynamic sort of weather pattern in which there were very small rain cells forming, many disappearing almost as quickly as they form. And but in the last analysis, there was just too many cloud rounds to enable us to go today. The main concern is not only for the vehicle on the pad passing through cloud, which has lightning potential, but also it's essential that we have clear weather in case there should be a reach or launch site abort. So the launch of 51I for today has been scrubbed. We are in the process of recycling, and we'll pick up the countdown once again and try again for tomorrow morning at 8:02 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is Shuttle Launch Control.